strats and all that kind of stuff. And especially when the Midas is already first picked, I mean, he's most likely going to be either mid or suicide. We don't know yet. But if they were to put him mid, for example, then he's going to get a lot of levels. And pushing with an Ophelia early on versus a Midas, that's close to impossible. On top of that, they got a Mora who doesn't really help the push in any kind of way. I mean, that's more of a gank-oriented hero. And together with Ophelia, I would rather see a Torture, a Rhapsody, something that complements the Ophelia. Because if you're running an Ophelia, I feel like you should try to, build your team in around him in a way.
Yeah. No, I agree there. I mean, it seems like getting more of the team fight potential, the push potential for the earlier game phase. It seems like that's where the Ophelia could really shine, but yeah, not necessarily going for that here, honestly. Dark Lady definitely doesn't represent that. Moira, kind of as well. Same sort of more later game, especially with the Dark Lady. So we'll see how that translates for them. But man, flying through right here. The bans go very quickly. Pharaoh, Cthulhu, Bubbles, Behemoth, Deadwood, and Magnus is what we do see with the bans. A lot of aggressive middle-style heroes. Okay, Sync Esports starting to have a little bit of fun here. No. Again, on a serious note, Voodoo Jester, I've wondered why we haven't seen more Voodoo Jester, man. This hero's fun and very powerful at times, too.
They actually played it versus Solar Club yesterday, so I'm not sure if it's part of a plan or if they're been practicing it or something. But I mean, it is good versus the Ophelia creeps. I mean, it's gonna stand them for quite some time, so it's gonna make the pushing even more impossible. But in general, I don't know. I mean, Cursed Ground doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to have too much of an impact in this game. Dr. Repulsor can jump in, sure, but I mean, Voodoo Jester running in afterwards, I mean, normally you would want the Voodoo Jester to be in there first and get a Cursed Ground off before the initiation even starts. So a little bit iffy in the end. I don't feel like it's necessarily the best pickup here, but we'll see what they make of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cursed Ground, the Acid Cocktail change that happened several patches ago to where now it does magic damage to everything rather than just simply, I believe it just, how did it work? It was just to minions before, or was it just to heroes? I'm forgetting now. It used to be it did damage only to heroes, I think. But now it can be used as a farming tool, as it can do damage to minions.
Yeah, they increased the damage overall as well, I think.
Yeah, I think they did that as well. So, yeah, again, the point is, Acid Cocktail got a pretty good buff right there, and also Mojo even got a slight buff, I believe, as far as the radius of it, in fact. So.
That's probably one of the more useless spells in the game, I feel.
Let's not go over the top with that one, sure. Cursed Ground and his ultimate is definitely where this hero can really shine, but... yeah, I'm excited to see how it works out here. And again, Insania, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the first one to bring Mora into the scene by any means, but definitely has played Mora very well, and let's just say that's probably gotten other teams and players to play her as well and realize their true potential. So maybe Voodoo Jester's next. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's how you get ahead of the curve. You experiment, you try new stuff.
Yeah, especially when DreamHack's on the line.
Yeah, and the new balance patch upcoming.
Yeah, that too. There's that point too. All right. So, anyways, the extra time dwindling down here. Obviously, Prisoner response coming out for Reason Gaming. Again, Matt H, aka Owned Me. We'll see if we can get him to change his name back to Own Me and make it simple here, because
that would be nice.
That would be nice. I'd rather have to clarify that every time. Empath. Okay, so they're going the dual support here. Again, not a usual sync strategy, but. That's what they're
like it
for.
I actually do. Now when I see it, I wouldn't have guessed that they were going for a dual support here, but now when I see it, it actually makes quite a lot of sense. They can easily just tri-lane the Swiftblade because they already have two insanely good 1 versus 1 heroes, the Doctor Repulsor and the Midas. What are Hellborn team going to put up against that? I mean, a Midas and a Doctor. 1 versus 1. What are they going to play? A Midas versus a Prisoner? And a Drunken Master versus a Doctor Repulsor, that's going to be a disaster. They need, or his Hellborn team, unless they win this tri-lane now, they are going to be in big, big trouble. And I mean, how do you even beat an Empath Swiftblade tri-lane at start? To start it off, it's near impossible.
Why do teams insist on picking up Drunken Master, man? I just will never get it. No, his skill set is good. It makes sense. The Untouchable is a powerful ability. He's a lot of physical presence. But, man, facts are facts, aren't they? The stats tell us this hero just does not do well. But teams every now and then still continue to kind of go back to him. So we'll see. Zane has his hands on it. A fantastic player, of course. We'll see if he's able to work with it. But yeah, you make up a great point there that as far as the laning phase go, this definitely could be a struggle here for Reason Gaming. And I don't know how they're going to really address it to try to make it their best. But, I mean, yeah, really, what can they do? They kind of have to just accept it, right? They can't do anything too crazy here. They have a jungle Ophelia. They have to do that. So they can't really a tri-lane here. I mean, Moira not necessarily. I mean, Moira and Drunken could actually be a pretty fun combo, to be fair. You know, apply the Shards of Harkon. You have Drunken Master stagger in, I mean, or lunge in even. So, but, yeah, again, that's just getting a little radical, and really, will that happen? Probably not. So. It's,
one of the main problems with this as well is that they can't stop the Legion team from entering their forest and warding up all of the Ophelia camps.
Yeah.
Oh, Mora?
Uh-oh, she went the wrong direction. Uh-oh, she's in trouble. Taunt goes out.
Wow, that range on the cocktail.
Jeez, yeah, look at that wall. That's a beautiful wall, by the way. I like that skin. Anyways, Mora's going to be picked off, and there's the Bloodlust kill. Yeah, you're right. The acid cocktail, what is the range on that? It is, does it say on there? Yeah, 700 range. Jeez, yeah. Flies in and
93% win with Dr. Pulsar. That's some scary looking stats.
Yeah, Flensmeister knows what he's doing with this hero. This is his most played hero, I'm fairly certain, and it's definitely earned Sync Esports quite a bit of wins. So yeah, a lot of reasons why Sync's in a good spot. Look at this, they are running a tri-lane, and reasons worse against Doctor. Go figure. Swiftblade, Empath, and Voodoo Jester at the top lane is what Sync is going to do here. So.
They should just transition one support immediately down to the bot lane and just dual lane the Doctor Pulsar as well.
Yeah, there's no point to have 3 up here, right? They got Dark
Lady.
No,
as soon as they realize that the Dark Lady is going to suicide, they're just going to make the transition, I would guess.
But again, this really goes to what you're talking about here. It's Mickey Midas versus a Owned Me on Prisoner. We saw it yesterday. Owned Me is fantastic on this hero. I mean, he had a hell of a game. Against Team Who yesterday with it. So, but the matchup on paper, and especially with a player like Mickey, you would figure Prisoner, as good of a player he is, he's going to have a tough time here in the laning phase. So, bottom lane, yeah, it is just Dr. Are they collapsing? They are at the top lane. Bloodlust kill. No, we've already seen that. Anyways, second kill coming out here for Sync Esports. Got the tail end of that, but Imba Boy, they collapsed on top of him. And
very, very smart. I would have probably transitioned down to the bot lane already, but I mean, they took into consideration that Darkblade actually went for that Taint Soul level 1 to be able to last it, and therefore they're like, you know, we can actually dive him. And they do get a kill out of it, and very well played by Sync.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call that a mistake on Imba Boy, because to be fair, he probably even figured it was only going to be 1, maybe 2 up here, but you usually want to hold on to the. But actually, bottom lane, Doctor's going to go down, but Drunken Master, I don't think he's getting away. The Curse of Ground's up, and even if he staggers away there. It's not going to be enough. Never mind. He will get the kill on a Moira, though, at least. So Slap to get something out of it, but no, Drunken did live. Only level 1 Curse of Ground, of course, so.
Yeah, the Curse Ground is actually insanely weak. The difference between level 1 and level 3 and level 5, it's actually quite insane.
Yeah.
So you might be surprised how little damage the level 1 Curse actually does.
Top lane, Swiftblade, he's in trouble actually. Ophelia coming in. They're going to need a lot of active play from Tankafan. They get it right here. That's a kill onto Keizu, and actually a couple of kills and could be a third. Empath now in trouble. The slow with the Taint Soul, and yeah, she's going to go down too. A double tap for Imba Boy. Whoa. Things have changed. That's big.
That's insane. I don't even know how they managed to do that. I didn't catch the start of it, but very well played by Tankafet, showing that he knows for a fact that when he gets a good creep, then he knows his timing, and he gets a double tap out straight up. Oh, Dark Lady, no, he's fine, but he's taking a lot of damage.
Okay, yeah, yes, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like, keeping your HP is better at this case, but
yeah, especially with no regen on him currently.
Well, he's gonna rotate or run back to base either way, so I guess it wasn't too big of a deal in the end.
He's apparently, when Keizu specifically gets a Bloodlust kill, 6-1 overall record for Sync Esports, so got it here this game. See if that translates well or not for them. Voodoo Jester, he's middle lane. He does have the level 2 Curse around here. Going to go in. You see Midas, obviously chance to be ready to go. Going to look to pop it off. The Acid Cocktail leading the way, and that's a guaranteed kill. It's just a matter of not dying yourself now. And there you go. So Prisoner gets picked off. Well played, and the roaming Voodoo Jester. Definitely one of the more powerful support heroes at that, no doubt. And sets up another kill right there. So, again, Slap's playing the Voodoo Jester in this case. Dr. Pulsar in the meantime, the bottom lane. Lunge comes out. Hero block now. And Doctor's in a lot of trouble. Moira with that Mana Sunder, and should be enough. Nice health potion, but it's not enough. Lenswatcher very close to sneaking away right there. But Zane was not going to let that happen. He chases him down and gets a kill. So, man, you know, we expected maybe Zane, but the way that they laned this, it's actually worked out pretty damn well. Moira going with Drunken Master, as I was talking about. I honestly didn't think we were going to see that, but we do, and it's 360 gold per minute now for Drunken Master.
Yeah, Racing Gaming is doing great. I did not expect this kind of situation this event to happen. I mean, Dr. Pulsar is struggling, and I feel like they should try to focus a little bit more farm on him. That's like the main hero right now. I mean, Swiftblade, he is going to recover. So is the Midas. All they need is more or less levels in the early game. But Doctor, he's going to be dependent on the farm. So I feel like at least transitioning one more, or I mean, Slapped is down here on that Voodoo Jester, but he has been busy roaming a little bit. And I mean, when you do this kind of roams, it's kind of important that you tell Doctor not to overextend.
Ooh, bottom lane, speaking of Doctor, you got him and Voodoo Jester trying to make a play here. Drunken Master, he has a Cursing Ground on him. Not a whole lot of damage, though. Mana Sunder on a Voodoo Jester. Nice block there with the stagger. Got in front, able to block him and eventually finish him off. You see Untouchable's going to be popped there. He also does have a regen room bottled, which he's going to use on top of that. So Zane continuing to do a lot of work here. And now 390 gold per minute for him. So, you know what? We talk about it all the time. Drunken just doesn't have the highest win percentage. Well, Zane, he's trying to really change our mind here on why this hero does have potential. So, he's already level 6 as well. And, again, a fantastic start here. Doctor, not so much. But I will say Midas and Swiftblade both are still having a very good time themselves. In fact, Swiftblade upwards of 385 gold per minute now. And KZO on the Suicide Swiftblade, he's very comfortable with that. And so that's still very good news here for Sync Esports. Voodoo Jester, he's coming back to the bottom lane. So it's going to kind of develop into a full-on tri-lane here for Sync Esports, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision. They should try to prioritize the farm and Dr. Pulsar at this point.
Yeah, you're going to fall back.
Tankafet is having a real tough time in the forest as well. 180 GPM, even though he was involved in that double tap at the top. It just comes as a result for Sync warding up all of his camps.
Uh-oh. Drunken's in trouble. Yeah, he gets caught, so the tri-lane, the Untouchable goes up, but again, that Cursed Ground, I think it's going to be enough. He's going to try to TP back. Oh, it's not going to be enough. That's always brutal, man. When you actually get back to the well and you still die anyways.
Top is going to be some action here. I'm not sure if they have enough damage to bring him down. It's going to be close.
A block?
Well played by Kesa.
Yeah, he's able to spin away right there. So good heads up on his part, and the Abyssal Skull is well in the works for him. So hey, you mentioned Tankafet. He is struggling once again a little bit. So look to ideally have him increase that farm here for the time being. And so
and he just failed the stack as well. Unfortunately.
Yeah. He's going to try again.
He's going. Might be successful this time if they get the silence up.
Yeah, there's the silence. Catman champion, and yep, that's going to be a kill. Well played. Good job. That you can tell they were communicating big time right there. Darko to getting the silence up before and guarantee the kill. Drunken Master, no, he's just doing a little bit of toying around with Dr. Repulsor, but in the end, not going too crazy here. They do have a ward aside off to the side, so I mean that kind of goes back to Drunken getting killed earlier. You know, how did they actually manage to do that? Well, I don't know if it was a veiled rod or just simply he wasn't paying enough attention, but he did get caught and eventually killed, of course. So you need to keep an eye on that.
Seems like Mora is not. Oh, actually, Prisoner's gonna go for a veiled rod gank at the bottom.
Yeah, he is. So move.
10 seconds left though, so they need to hurry up.
Yeah. He's coming down. There isn't necessarily a ward here for the Legion team, so it's not really the biggest deal that having the veiled rot.
Oh my, it's gonna fail.
Oh, just gonna. Yeah, that really wasn't even close, honestly.
No, I don't know. That was very premature used veiled rot as well. I'm not sure when he used it, but I mean, when he got to the lane, I mean, it was almost out, and now he's gonna run back to the base. He's wasting a lot of time.
Midas finds Tankafet in the jungle and gets him killed, and Actually, may even kill the minions as he does right here. So that's a
TDL.
double whammy. Oh, but Dark Lady comes in, looking to get revenge like a Tankafet. He has a stop left for the Catman champion. And Imba Boy gets credit for the kill. So Mickey hanging around a little too long there to get the kill on the creep. And you see Tankafet rubbing it in a little bit there.
That was really well played by Tanka at the same time, because he waited with that burst at the Catman champion.
Yeah.
Until Dark Lady jumped in with the silence, and then it just bursted him down in a matter of seconds.
Zane's a great player, but I have no clue what he was thinking right there. That was, I don't get it. I mean, it was, Moira was dead by that time, and he still went in. Not only that, then he actually ended up, I don't know, that was weird. I'll just put it that way. That was weird. In fact, I want to get this replay to double check, if what I saw was correct or not. But it seems like he kind of just went back in for absolutely no reason and ended up dying as all three of them were there. So, yeah, that was just an odd decision there on the part of Zane, and what's been overall a pretty good game for him so far. I mean, that's going to hurt a little bit. And that also helps, of course, Dr. Repulsor especially. And now at the top lane, Swiftblade is able to kind of sidestep the hook right there, and that will allow him to get away. So, good heads up by Keizu in the meantime. But, yeah, you definitely can't be making some plays like that, especially down 1-0 here for the DreamHack qualifiers against Sync Esports.
I'm afraid I didn't catch it, so I can't speak of the situation. But, yeah, you are definitely correct. I mean, that's not the kind of mistakes, and especially when you're doing so well early on and you get these early or this high experience gain. I mean, he's level 7, and then he feeds the supports like this 3 times now, or 2 times. And, I mean, that's just, huge boost for Slap and Insania.
Yeah.
If they get level 6 as well, I mean, they're going to be so much more deadly.
Yeah, I just watched it on the replay there, too, with everyone else. And again, I still am not sure what he was thinking. Something was just off there. And in the end, he goes down. So, middle tower is going to be denied, though, in favor of Region Gaming, of course. So, well played there. At least able to prevent the gold from taking place. But Dark Lady, she has a life, too. But again, he went the Rune Cleaver last game on to Swiftblade. Now, on Dark Lady, it definitely makes it's a lot more of a popular choice. And Imba Boy seems like he's going to stick with that. But you still, is there a case where you could see, like, not going the Rune Cleaver on a Dark Lady because of how the game's going, maybe? Or is it just too important for her to have?
I feel like in this game he more or less has to. It's just that kind of hero. It synergizes so well. I've seen sometimes. Oh wait, there's some action going on here.
Oh, there is that. Into the jungle. Ophelia finds Empath, but Swiftblade finds Ophelia, and Ophelia going to go down first. Again, still has a life after death. Nice wall off right there, but now Swiftblade kind of left alone, and he is going to end up falling most likely. So 1-for-1 exchange. In the meantime, though, what was that over here? Onmi got picked off, actually. Midas and Empath collapse onto him, get the kill. Dr. Pulsar joining the party as well, but Empath goes down, and now Doctor's going to have to ludicrous speed out of there before he gets caught. So one after the other was that case. As it just
I'm actually not. Oh, they're not done yet. Nice ultimate by Drunken Master, though.
Nice ultimate indeed. And in fact, here comes Dark Lady, going to cut down Voodoo Jester. Those Dark Blades doing so much damage. And now he's turning on to Mickey on top of that. Mickey's going to end up falling. Beautiful double tap for Imba Boy. And what a turn. Yeah, the untouchable from Drunken Master right there was absolutely huge as far as the timing goes.
I can't believe this game played out. I mean, I expected Sync Esports to take this game at the 50-minute mark, more or less, but Reason Gaming is really making a stand that they are not ready so far. They are not ready to give up on that first DreamHack qualifier spot. They are in it to win it, and, they are looking, expect for that bot lane that's been feeding a little bit. I mean, they are looking strong overall.
They certainly are, so again, the gold are practically identical. I will say, not to jinx it by any means, it seemed like it's kind of similar to the first game where it was a lot of back and forth, really, very even game, and then all of a sudden, Sync found their groove. Now, as I say that, we do see a kill at the top lane. The replay, I apologize for that, but just really a hook coming out, actually landed on the Empath, and you see Dark Lady coming in as well to assist for that kill. But point being, they get another kill, and they take now the 12-10 hero kill advantage in favor, as Imba Boy now 384 go per minute, and this is pre-Rune Cleaver, so you would think as well as Moira going to be on top of trying to stack here. It looked like she was going to do that, but actually changed her mind for whatever reason, so decides to fall back here. An update from Quincy, as we see, Proboscis Flame Predator versus Peewee Corrupted. Ooh, we see a Corrupted Disciple there. Interesting. We made that mention of that hero earlier this week, but so it looks like Mint 12-11 hero kill lead, but again, only 20 minutes in, so Mint up 1-0 in that series, though. Again, the other semifinal matchup here. Winners will play one another. Top lane, I don't know if Case is necessarily in trouble here or not, but I think he should be fine.
Yeah, as long as tank guy is not joining them, it should be fine. That Skeleton King gripping through the magic or the spin could be crucial.
Voodoo Chester kind of farming the bottom lane by himself.
Yeah, getting some experience. I'm not sure if he desperately needs it at this point, but there's not too much else that he can really do.
He does have his ultimate now, and that Spirit Ward, as it's called. Ooh, top lane, Prisoner. He's trying to get an angle here, but
they are investing a lot of time, and this Prisoner especially, on actually getting these ganks. So as long as they're not successful, I mean, this is still a win for Sync. Oh, wow.
Pat jumps in the Arcane Vortex, so it's going to catch him as well as Prisoner. Prisoner has a prison break. And will he use it as he comes out? It looks like he's finding an opportunity. And Doctor Pulsar's out dropping. Big hook out of Voodoo Jester as well. Swift Blade's locked in this whole time. He finally gets Swift Slashes off, but it's only level 1. He's trying to simply get away right now. Is that going to happen? The speed burst, it looks like maybe no. The Taint Soul comes out. That'll be enough of a slow. Down he goes. And Empath also going to be cleaned up. Midas not here the whole time. And a 4-for-0 exchange in favor of Reason Gaming. And now they're going to push in the top tower. So not having Midas there and jumping into what ultimately was an Arcane Vortex. They were ready to fight was Reason. And that backfired big time on that initiation from Sync Esports. Very well played. And now you look at their most comfortable lead so far of game number 2.
That was a perfect bait. Very good patient by Onmi and the entire Reason squad. I know for a fact that Sync was looking to get a gank on the TDL, who was closing in on the Dark or on the Rundax, and that's usually when you try to get a gank just before it hits that Rundax timing. So very well heads up by the Reason Gaming, and I loved how Tanka just locked down the Doctor Repulsors from the get-go and kept him locked down throughout the entire Moral Ultimate, secure a kill onto him, as well as 3 other heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go for it again, though. I would have been a little bit terrified going up here once again without the vision, but they're just going to charge straight in.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I guess they figure ultimates are down, but not the longest cooldowns, though. Prison Break and Arcane Vortex are just about up right here, so it's not necessarily a free push coming out, but at the same time, it's Reason's going to choose to counter push, and they're doing that pretty well. And you can tell Sync Esports is almost caught off guard by that, it seems like. As we do see in the middle lane, trying to jump the Prisoner. The tower goes down, and Doctor is not able to catch anybody. So, Reason Gaming definitely outplaying Sync Esports there to an extent.
It didn't felt like Sync Esports at all. I mean, it just felt forced in a way. I mean, they were desperate, more or less. I mean, definitely that last team fight caught them off guard, and now they're like, feeling like they need to force something before that the Dark Blade hits the Rundax. But I don't know. Yeah, that was very well played by Reason once again. Usually it's Sync Esports who is so good at counter pushing. But this time, yeah, Reason Gaming outplaying them.
Look at Drunken Master. Not an everyday item on him. I mean, you think like Soul's Bulwark. I mean, maybe Energizer for the phase effect earlier on. A shield break. I mean, but he goes in Sanitarius is the point. So, what is your take on that?
I like it. I think Sanitarius is a good item in general and has a lot of different approaches. I mean, in this particular case, he's using it not necessarily for the damage buff. He's more or less using it just for a way to be tanky. Combined with that ultimate of his, he's more or less going to be untouchable. Yeah, no pun intended with his ulti, but it's going to be very, very hard for the Legion team to bring him down.
Yeah. You see Astrolabe picked up on Ophelia. Of course, the Rune Cleaver finished on Dark Lady, so her farm should ideally start to raise quite a bit now. Again, the top farmer does continue to be Casey on that Swift Blade. Flensmeister really has not found a whole lot for himself as far as efficiency and farm and whatnot. 1, 3, and 4 overall stats and 290 gold per minute. So, we're just so used to it's so routine on Flensmeister, especially with the Doctor seeing an icon of the goddess. Could this be a game where you think maybe we won't? I mean, because they are behind here and they're not getting the momentum that they're used to. May he go like a Hellflower first or something else, you think?
Yeah, I usually tend to say that a lot when I play mid-wars as well. That I mean, that's more or less where you always pick up the icon. But if you're in a deficit or like if you are behind, icon is not your item choice. You should only head or go for that when you're actually like in a lead, or if you feel like you have something going for you, or if you can look to get involved in a lot of team fights. But I mean, in a game like this where they are having troubles finding kills, no, I do think that yeah, the Hellflower is probably going to be superior.
We have a little bit of an engagement here. They jumped on the Ophelia minions, but they end up falling back as they realize that Reason Gaming was definitely ready to fight. And so Sync Esports going to retreat from there. Moira's still chasing. No, the illusion eventually going to despawn right before he catches him. Now, the Legion team, they're looking to engage right here without Doctor, or no, that's Voodoo Jester at the top lane. So I don't know about this. We'll see how it works out, though. In comes the cover of darkness. That's going to do work. Swiftplay gets pulled back in, and Swiftplay's dead right off the bat. You can tell Reason Gaming's feeling really good right now. Arcane Vortex, it actually catches Empath out in the background, I believe, as they pick off Doctor. And now Empath, she's going to try to walk away. Beautiful wall right there. The minions kind of just go around the edge of him, but Prisoner doesn't care. He portal keys through, gets a kill. Now Voodoo Chester. He's going to try to TP out, and he is going to be successful at least, but yeah, I like I said, I mean, they were already at a numbers disadvantage going into that, and Swiftplay just got bursted down way too quickly.
Sync Esports forcing on Deja a little bit too much almost. They are real desperate though. They know for that every minute that passes by, Dark Lady is going to get scarier, and they have no way whatsoever of winning this into the late game. Dark Lady more or less counters the Swiftblade and the Doctor, so he's the ultimate carry to play versus those two into the late game, and therefore, I mean, Sync is just, they're pressing the issue all the time, but Reason Gaming is well aware of this, and I mean, some real nice pickups here on Tanka with Astro and Insanitarius on Drunken Master is just making it impossible for Sync to get those easy pickups.
Yeah. See, Voodoo Jester, he's got Striders, he has a major totem here, but honestly, it doesn't seem like Zlapt has unfortunately been able to have the biggest impact. I mean, earlier on, he was, being definitely pretty useful as far as the roam potential goes, but I don't even think we've seen a Spirit Ward from him yet, let alone a Curse of the Ground at this point in the game. He had a couple early on that eventually took down, I think it was like the Drunken Master, but he hasn't really been able to get opportunities for that. So, yeah, that's just kind of another thing that hasn't been clicking here for Sync Esports. And,
yeah, I think it just comes down to Reason Gaming playing really well, though. I don't think it would have mattered no matter what support they would have had in that role at this point. I don't think that anyone would have necessarily more impact. It just comes down to that. I mean, that the tri lane, for some reason, I mean, they were successful. Swiftblade had 400 GPM, but for some reason, Dr. Repulsor died over and over and kind of gave Drunken Master some early levels, and on top of that, they were actually able to score a double tap on top of in the early game as well, with Ophelia giving Dark Lady the early items that he needs to be able to survive the laning phase. And I can't believe how this game turned out, but it's really amazing to see that the Reason Gaming is actually sticking into it as well as they are and looking to take game number 2 in a very, very dominant fashion.
Yeah, they are. Prisoner, though, middle lane. He needs to be careful. Oh, my God, the reaction. That portal key from Onmi. He had to do that. If he did that a split second later, I mean, that would not have happened, obviously. So, well played by Prisoner there, able to react in time. And, again, while the more time you wait, the more time Dark Lady just has to farm away with that Rune Cleaver of hers. And it's showing 457 gold per minute now and increasing. Has another 1,000 gold saved up. Already he's got the Abyssal Skull and going to work his way from there. But, again, I honestly am more impressed by Zane, though, on the Drunken Master, what he's been able to do. Soul's Bulwark now picked up. They're going to pick up Empath in the meantime. He found her kind of roaming around, however. Dark Lady, no, he gets the charging strikes off. The cover of darkness also going to be going off. He has a Crystal Grin on him. So, honestly, I don't know if he's going to live in the end again. He can't be denied either. He goes back in the Astrolabe Peel, though. What a big Astrolabe Peel at the last second. And Swiftplay goes down, and now they're looking at turn once again. Poured out for Voodoo Chester. He'll be fine, but, oh, yeah, that was close. But the teamwork is real, and Reason Gaming playing on another level right now. And well on their way to forcing a third game.
Really, this is this is over, more or less. Sync obviously doesn't want to give in quite yet, but I don't see any way whatsoever for them to actually get back into this. A Dark Lady, I mean, that's Imba Boy's like signature hero, and it's probably the carry that carries hardest throughout the late game. I mean, and he's already 460 GPM, and that, I mean, it wouldn't have been the biggest thing if, I mean, the Doctor was doing well, or Swiftblade still had that kind of numbers on their side, but they are down to 300 GPM, and it's just not even close to being enough.
Look at how hard they counter Dr. Repulsor, especially, too. I'm kind of just realizing this, but Dark Lady's fantastic. Prisoner's fantastic. Moira's great for obvious reasons. And then, honestly, Drunken Master's not too bad, you know, with that lunge and whatnot. So, really, they have a lot of ways to deal with this Dr. Repulsor. And I know he hasn't had the prettiest game, only 1-4-4. It's becoming a little more obvious as I'm taking a look here at this Hellborn lineup. And
same thing goes with Swiftblade as well. They counter him very well.
True.
So, I mean, that's just the proof of why Sync has been so aggressive and tried to force these team fights over and over. I mean, they're trying to constantly get pickoffs, but it's just not working. They fear the late game big time, and they really should, because there's no way they're going to make it through. If BKB time is hit on Drunken Master and Dark Lady, then they're going to be able to more or less 2 versus 5 this Legion team.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, all 3 of those heroes actually have losing records against a Dr. Repulsor. That is kind of interesting. But yeah, no doubt their skill set speaks for being able to be pretty powerful against the hero, of course. But yeah, I go back to Drunken Master, as I was talking about going into that fight. I mean, he has a Souls Bulwark now on top of the Sanitarius. He's actually a huge damage threat at this point of the game, and will continue to be. Nice catch on the Swiftblade, though, by the way. Arcane Vortex. You see Dark Lady goes in. Again, Swiftblade does nothing. Did nothing that whole fight because of the lockdown. He does not have a buyback either, so this is going to be an easy tower push. And at least for Sync's sake, the rest of them fall back before they get too committed into a fight right there. But Reason Gaming, they're going to start knocking on the door here. And again, Swiftblade's dead for another 35 seconds at this point. Yeah. Token of life on Dark Lady.
That's most likely going to be a Rax.
Well, at least
they haven't even gotten to the point, you know, where Midas can actually counter push. It's just been so action-filled this game entirely, so you haven't really seen the Ophelia work in that kind of way. It's just been like a roaming hero all the game, not a pusher whatsoever.
Yeah. So the next group wave coming against Swiftblade is going to be up now, and he didn't use Swift Slashes, so he still has that. And actually, yeah, Reason Gaming is not too comfortable trying to really force the issue, and I get that. They still have token for a little bit here. 2:35 remaining and counting, so yeah, they still got enough time to kind of reset here and maybe regroup and go for another push, but we'll see if they do that or not. But yeah, look at Dark Lady, actually 3,200 gold saved up now, so the Shrunken Head is very likely going to be around the corner now.
This is just so frustrating as well if you're Sync. I mean, I know for a fact that if you're this far ahead and, I mean, you haven't necessarily taken too many victories over Sync esports, you really want to push it if you're Reason and just, you know, end the series. But this is definitely the best thing to do in this situation. It just frustrates Sync a lot more than it does for Reason at this point, because there's nothing as annoying as being behind an enemy team never pushes. They just, you know, outfarm you all the time, and it force you to be the ones to take the initiative yourself.
So, oh, that was close. I was watching Dr. Repulsor there while you're making a point, and Doctor literally jumped a Moira who was almost around half-life or so and actually couldn't kill him in the end and was forced to TP out because of, that's just, again, if that doesn't tell you where things are at, then I don't know what will. Swiftblade, in the meantime, he gets jumped. He goes down, and poor back on a Drunken Master as well from Tankafed. Tankafed has a Elder Parasite, by the way. Yeah. What the hell? Oh, boy, that's when you know things are going really great once again, so... Freaking Elder Parasite on Ophelia. You look at Prisoner going in, but actually, here comes a fight, but Drunken Master coming back, though. Dark Lady with the cover of darkness on top, and Prisoner goes off. He will die shortly after, but now here comes Dark Lady to clean things up. Empath inside Doctor, but the Arcane Vortex, it's going to stall then as long as they get something off here to silence or stun. No, they can't. He doesn't get the most distance, though. Dark Lady, Taint Soul, yeah, going to get close enough. And that should be a dead Dr. Repulsor as well. And ultimately a genocide for Reason Gaming. A hat trick for him, my boy. Let's just add it all up. And that's a GG well played is what it equals. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a third and final game here of Sync Esports versus Reason Gaming here for the DreamHack Qualifier. Number 1. What a performance by Reason.
Oh my god, I can't believe what I just witnessed. so well played by everyone from Reason Gaming side. I mean, I've talked with them and they said that we ain't comfortable in running an Ophelia strategy, but I mean, this worked out so beautifully. Tankefet really showed that he knows this hero to the core, and they made some really impressive plays. Not only the Astro saving the Dark Lady in the mid, the double tap early on, the like everything went according to their plan more or less. I loved how they were playing it. I didn't think it was gonna like go in this direction, this game. I felt like Sync, had the draft big time, but Recent Gaming just showing that, they're not done. They can take games from Sync. They are ready and they want this game number 3.
Yeah. What a performance indeed. And yeah, the more I looked at it, I mean, that really was an impressive draft. I know you brought up the concerns, and I saw where you're coming from with the laning phase, and we did see that to an extent, but once they got over that little bit of a hump there, got over the laning phase, clearly things worked out pretty damn well for Reason Gaming right there. So definitely well played. Got to be feeling pretty good, but still got one more game now for both of these teams. Again, this is the first of 5 qualifiers here, but getting it taken care of, just getting it done with is clearly a pretty big point. So both of these teams are under that boat that they want to qualify and be done with it. And, just focus on the Deadeye Bounty League and what else is going on until the actual DreamHack event takes place. But right now, we don't know which of these two teams is going to move on to the finals. And we'll find out here very shortly.
This is going to be a good game, yeah.
It sure is.